All right, just Matt M here, bringing you another edition of Just Another Year Chicago White Sox. Today, again, just Matt M, going to be going over 2026 consensus number one draft pick, Roch Cholowsky. So before I dive into it all, really want to get your guys' thoughts because Roch Cholowsky can do it all. What's your favorite trait that he has? Is it his defensive ability? He hits for average, he hits for power. What do you like most about him? Curious to get your guys' thoughts. Leave a comment below. So, also, if you're excited just to draft him, have him on this team, on this roster, drop a like below, hit the hype button. I know I'm super pumped to see this guy. All you guys should be super pumped to see him because this kid can really, really do some damage. So, getting into things here, want to go over an interesting quote I saw from a story from Bob Nightingale this weekend. He said, the Chicago White Sox remain uncertain who they will draft with the number one pick in July and insist they have not committed to taking UCLA shortstop Roch Cholowsky, the consensus top player in the draft. So also, please share, subscribe. As Matt said yesterday, right now, our goal is 100. Only need 11 more to get there. We're currently at 89. So it'd be huge if you guys get us right there, hit our first goal, and keep us moving strong. But got to go back to Roch Cholowsky being the consensus number one overall pick. Because I know there's a few other names have been thrown out there. Grady Emerson, the shortstop from the Texas high school. And then also Justin Lebron, Alabama, another shortstop. And if you guys follow our other pages, I talked about Justin Lebron possibly being there with Roch Cholowsky, and Roch Cholowsky he started making a gap and he didn't really look back from it. So Roch really put himself above Justin LeBron, and Justin LeBron, props to him. He plays in the SEC, very good baseball conference. We know that. I just don't see him having the talent or putting up the numbers that Roch Cholowsky has. And Roch Cholowsky's just been killing it. Grady Emerson, I understand he's much, much younger. And maybe he's a guy that we could take out of high school, similar to how we did Colson Montgomery, and really build him up. I just don't see the need to get a guy where you really want to, have to develop him when we look at Roch Cholowsky, and he looks like he's MLB ready by this point. He's a guy, you see him at UCLA, everything he does just makes him look MLB ready. And tons and tons and tons of people are thinking that this is going to be the guy who goes number one overall. And we know that he's been like this since pretty much the start of this season. They've been talking about Roch Cholowsky like he's going to be the number one overall pick. Obviously, when it's all said and done here, and we'll see what happens. I would love for the Sox to take him number one overall. I think the Sox should take him number one overall. Just what he's doing right now, it's right there. There's just no reason you don't take this guy number one overall. He is killing it right now. And just getting into some of the numbers that he's got, you look at these stats, you don't see anyone having stats like this. And this is really just the beginning for this guy. So far in 43 games at UCLA this season, he's got a 325 average, 17 home runs, which he hit 2 in Sunday's game. He hit 1 in Saturday's game. So you still see he's got the ability to have streaky power, 53 RBIs, and an OPS of 1.147. Now, numbers don't lie for these guys. When we go back and we look at a lot of previous draft picks, not just in MLB, a lot of other times, their numbers stay true to where they should be drafted. Obviously, the better numbers you have, the higher you should be drafted. And I understand there might be a few guys out there who maybe have a better average than him, or maybe they look like they have more raw power than him, or maybe they have a better glove. But that's not what we're going on here. We're not looking for one from each category. We're looking at the number one player in this year's draft, and do we take him or not? And again, those numbers don't lie. If those numbers don't appeal to you, it kind of blows my mind because those are just numbers you don't see, especially for the White Sox. We don't get the chance to draft guys who have this type of talent and can put up these numbers in a single year. Another number that may not serve a ton of purpose. I think this is very interesting, though. He has 24 walks in the season and 28 strikeouts. And what that really tells me is that he's got it all down at the plate, because sometimes guys who have a better average, they're really good at simply, not striking out so much, just having more walks. The other side of things, guys who have a lot more pop, you see them have typically higher strikeouts, a little bit lower walk numbers sometimes, and lower average. But again, this guy's got it all. So he's got a good average. He's hitting for power. He's got a solid walk to base on or walk to strikeout ratio. And that's just a lot of what you want to see at the plate. And the defense on this guy is phenomenal. We know the defense on this guy is, really, really that good. And when you're tying all this into what Roch Cholowsky has done so far in 2026, you're looking at a front runner for the Golden Spikes and being the number 1 overall pick. So the last time that happened was 2019. A guy named Adley Rutschman, who pretty solid pick out of college, and he's been pretty good for the Orioles. He was the last player to not only win the Golden Spikes Award, but also get drafted number 1 overall that year. So Roch Cholowsky has the ability to do the exact same thing that Adley Rutschman did just 7 years ago. Now, right now, Roch Cholowsky is looking to be in second place in terms of Golden Spike front runners. But again, there's still a little bit of time to go, and they really haven't hit the postseason yet. So Roch Cholowsky still has a lot of opportunity. And if he just keeps on doing what he's doing, I mean, he could really start to make a gap here in terms of the Golden Spikes Awards. Now, you do have to admit that Jackson Flora, the right-handed pitcher from UC Santa Barbara, he's got some really good stats, an 8-0 record, 0.78 ERA, and 88 strikeouts. It's pretty good. That's a pretty dominant season for a pitcher in college baseball. But again, Roch Cholowsky's been killing it on offense, and he's just a phenomenal, well-rounded shortstop for the UCLA Bruins. And again, I'm hoping that the Chicago White Sox will be taking this guy number 1 overall. But just want to give you guys my final thoughts on him. So we know what the numbers are. We know the pure talent is there just watching it, and he can do it all. The biggest question is, though, where does he fit on this roster? Because right now we have Vargas playing third, Colson playing short, Majdroth playing second, and Mooney playing first. And we're going to run into a situation where we don't really know what to do with our DH yet. So we have to figure that out. If you told me to go off on a limb, where is this kid going to play? I see him going to play shortstop, and then Colson Montgomery moving over to third. Now, why do I think that? I personally think Colson Montgomery is a better fielder than Miguel Vargas. And Miguel Vargas, by the way, has been killing it this year at the hot corner. So props to him there. Just where we sit right now, that's what I see happening. The only other scenario I can really see happening is if somewhere, either Vargas or Majdroth aren't guys on this team. I do think the White Sox will find a way to make room for Roch Cholowsky, just because, again, MLB ready talent, and he's got the pure talent and all the numbers to go through why we should draft him number 1 overall. But the biggest thing is, where do we put him in this lineup and in this fielding? So those are my personal thoughts. I see him being the number 1 overall pick. I don't see why the White Sox pass up on this guy, but I'm looking forward to seeing this guy. Hopefully we hear his name called number 1 overall, and I'm really hoping he gets through Fall League quick. Maybe we see him in September. Maybe we see him first next year, but again, MLB ready talent. So for this video alone, it's going to do it from Just Another Year Chicago with Matt M. tons of fun talking Roch Cholowsky. Keep on following him through the remainder of this year, because I'm telling you guys, he has created a gap to be the #1 overall pick, and he should be the #1 overall pick by your Chicago White Sox.